All right, we're getting ready here.
Check,
Should just be less than about a minute.
This men's 15K skate race will be 3 5K laps. Snow is softening.
And they're off.
This is the largest field that we've ever seen at a United States Collegiate Ski Association National Championships.
All right, looks like Mason Vincent there moved up into first place very quickly, followed by Charlie Maitland from Clarkson. And they are off into the woods.
Jared, both the numbers and the quality of racing, quality of racers, the high level of racing has improved every year, and this is the strongest and largest field we've seen at a USCSA National Championships. They're out on course now on a 5-kilometer course. They've left the stadium and are probably on that first steep downhill to a hard left-hand turn. They will climb out of that left-hand turn and then descend probably the fastest part of the course on the trail known locally as Screamer. We've got some course spotters out on the trail now. Hopefully they'll be able to give us some times, or at least finish places as the athletes ski through those areas. We've got a spotter out at about 2.5 kilometers and another spotter out at about 4 kilometers. USCSA National Championships this year is the freestyle mass start. In the even-numbered years, it would be a classic mass start.
Hello?
USCSA was first started in 1999. It is the official organization for International World University Games. Set up as an organization for racing for schools that are not involved in NCAA racing. USCSA strives to promote student athletes in amateur skiing, supporting good sportsmanship and fair play. All programs and athletes agree to abide by World Anti-Doping Authority regulations. And this is good, clean amateur racing.
All right. We're almost 3 minutes into the men's race, which means they should be getting pretty close to that first 2K split, just a couple minutes out. So considering the fast section of this first, this 5K loop is the first section, they should be getting there no problem. I'm going to guess that once they come through that lap split, they're still going to be bunched up pretty good. Nobody should really be breaking away onto this snow that's starting to soften up.
Athletes who are competing here today had to qualify to compete here in their regional qualifying races. The Western region, that would be the Pacific Northwest, the Rocky Mountains, of the Grand Teton Conferences, all qualified at the Mount Spokane race. There is a Midwest qualifier, there is an Eastern qualifier. Jared, do we know where the Eastern qualifier was this year?
I don't know where the Eastern qualifier was.
Could have been at Lake Placid. It could have been over in Vermont.
All right, we have some updates out there. So up in first place currently, out at the 2K mark, you have Mason Vincent, followed by Kevin Geisen, Sam Wiswell, Charlie Maitland, and Will Timmons. And also 10 more skiers. So it looks to be about 15 or 16 skiers bunched up very tightly still at the 2K mark. So again, you got Mason Vincent, Kevin Geisen, Sam Wiswell, Charlie Maitland, and Will Timmons. Those are currently your top 5, but there is another pack of 10 right behind them, right with them. All right, on your screen, if you see the leader bib come through, that's going to be Nate Maddox of Western State wearing the leader bib. So we got a condition report from out in the field. All right, so we're looking at some pretty sloppy conditions. Downhill corners are getting a little rutted. Skiers are going to have to go high to keep their speed up.
Yeah, we started out this morning with temperatures right around 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're up to probably 35 or 36 degrees Fahrenheit now. The snow is in the sun. Anywhere it's in the sun, it's going to begin to soften quite a bit. In the shade, it may stay a little more firm, but even so, those turns will be able to give way. The snow will be giving way in these warmer conditions.
Especially once you get out in the sun, it's really going to be pushing. Those skiers are going to be even breaking through.
Wax this morning was not too tricky. I don't know. I expect the coaches probably did some changes in wax between the women's race and the men's race.
Well, I saw them down there pretty frantically getting some different wax on there as the temperature skyrocketed here once the sun got up over the rise next to us. This field out here is getting a little closer to 40 degrees instead of the 30 it was not too long ago. Wind is pretty much died down for the most part. We even see a little bit of blue skies. All right, we're probably not too far off from getting our 4K update. We're almost 7 minutes into this 15K race. All right, once again, your top 3 at the 2K mark were Mason Vincent, Kevin Geisen, and Sam Wiswell. Mason Vincent, coached over at University of Wyoming by Christie. He's a kinesiology and health sciences major. Coming out of Laramie, Wyoming. This is going to be his 3rd national championship. He did very well last year, looking to do well again this year. All right, we got some more updates that just came in. Right now, it's looking like Sam Wiswell is going to be your current leader, followed by Will Timmons. And Kevin Geisen still in 3rd, or sticking in 3rd. Behind them, you have bib number 66, Mitchell Holman, skiing for the Air Force. Bib 64, Charlie Maitland, skiing for Clarkson. Imran Wolfenden, skiing for Oregon State, and bib number 69. Bib 77 is going to be Spencer Wariankas, skiing for St. Olaf. And he is followed by Trevor Willoughby, skiing for Wyoming. There's your front main group. We should be seeing them pretty quick coming up here.
After they reach that 4K spotter, they're going to have to climb a long, steep hill up Blue Jays, and then they're at the high point of the course. After they break over the top of that hill, they get to another very speedy downhill. That speedy downhill will take them down across what's called the Common Corridor, and then climbing again back here into the lap lanes in the stadium.
Well, we did have that big first group of 10, but there's also a second group that is not too far behind. And once again, we should be seeing them coming very shortly.
I expect that even though the snow is softening, it's fell probably a little bit faster than it was during the blizzard of the Classic race.
Well, I'm sure the skiers are a little bit happier. They don't have to wear as much clothes, and their faces aren't freezing when they come through the finish line.
On the other hand, at 6,000 feet, we have plenty of ultraviolet light up here. Hopefully they put their sunscreen on this morning.
Well, any of us from New York haven't seen the sun in about 4 months, so we're pretty happy. All right, once again, we're looking at a top 3 of Sam Wiswell, Will Timmons, and Kevin Geisen. Those are your top 3, and those are going to be the ones you're going to look out for as they come through their lap split here in just a couple minutes. We're at about 10.5 minutes here.
In 2016, the Nordic men's teams finished with Wyoming in first, Western State in second, and Clarkson in third. It looks like those 3 schools are battling it out again in 2017 for the top 3 places.
All right, once again, we should be looking for a fairly tight pack coming through here.
Have we seen anybody come up through the woods there on the first time around to make this lap? We should be able to see them off through the trees.
Well, we should be seeing them pretty soon here.
The first skiers make that punchy little climb up first time around and come as they approach into the finish and lap area. Here come the first skiers. First skiers have come through. We'll be descending into the bowl and climbing into the lap area. Probably we're looking at 20 to 30 seconds.
All right, and we can still see that there's a good group of skiers. A couple have broken up off the front, but we're not quite sure of the bib numbers. It looked like there was at least one Wyoming skier up front.
Jared, I think that those climbs, that long climb on Blue Jays, has broken this group apart. Here we come, the first 2 skiers. We have Wyoming skiers in the lead, bib 6'3" and bib 6'7".
All right, that's going to be Will Timmons and Sam Wiswell, both of Wyoming, with Mason Vincent in third. So right now, Wyoming's looking at 1, 2, 3. You got Charlie Maitland in bib number 64 skiing for Clarkson, and right behind him is going to be Mitchell Holman skiing for Air Force Academy. All 6 of them are still within striking distance.
We've got some Western State skiers coming through now.
All right, we got in our leader bib Nate Maddox skiing for Western State, as well as Kevin Geisen in bib number 62, and they are joined by Andrew James skiing for CMU. Also coming through on their first lap, bib number 77, Spencer Warianka skiing for St. Olaf, and bib number 69, Imran Wolfenden skiing for Oregon State. Another tight group of 3 here. We have bib number 71, Trevor Willoughby for Wyoming. 74, Thomas Clayton skiing for UVM. And number 72, Roan Hall skiing for CMU. Just off them, we have bib number 76, Gordon Giannini skiing for Western State, as well as bib 70, Ethan Holdall skiing for St. Olaf.
Can't see it at all.
All right, bib number 68 coming through. That's going to be Tyler Radke. And bib number 81, Peter Mallory, skiing for Clarkson. Bib number 91, Ben Anderson of Cornell coming through. And just trailing off Ben Anderson is going to be bib number 86, Tim Dunn from Clarkson. And with him, Matt Lynch, skiing of St. Olaf. So once again, our top three coming through were all University of Wyoming skiers. In third place, you had Sam Wiswell. In second place, Will Timmons. And in first place, Mason Vincent. Now, if they're able to sweep this, their team points will jump way up.
Yeah, I think that the whole bunch was grouped together when they had gone down the first hill and headed down Woody's. But that climb up Blue Jays has really separated this group out.